Like Miranda rights are bullshit?
I do. Are you recording me?
Yes, is that okay?
Yeah, sure.
Why do you think Miranda rights are bullshit?
Because why put a law that's supposed to be used to eliminate wrongdoing, but it never does?
Well, are you saying that people should not be entitled to a lawyer when they're being arrested?
I mean, of course, but people are being arrested off of wrongful things.
I know they are.
Okay, so if I'm wrongly accused of doing something and then I'm not read my Miranda rights, then it's an issue.
It is an
Then
issue,
I
isn't
get
it?
off.
Well, I do believe it's an issue when you're not being read your Miranda rights. But how do you propose to solve that problem unless unless by saying you should be read your Miranda rights and more people should be admitting that Miranda rights should be read?
I mean, to be honest, Miranda rights they were just brought. That whole the Miranda rights was just brought because of the fact of who Mr. Miranda was. He was the one. He wasn't read his rights. He went to jail, and
Yeah.
he openly told. I mean,
I know.
clearly it's
I
not
know.
to
I know.
criminate
I know.
somebody
I
on
know.
a
I know. I
basis
know
of
about
yeah,
the
yeah,
history. Yes.
yeah, yeah. But I'm saying like I don't think like it should matter because like if you're guilty or you're fucking like you're not guilty, it doesn't matter if you go and tell them like just because you get a lawyer, that means you're saving yourself by doing that.
Well, do you think that in any case that the police force should be reading Miranda rights? I mean,
Yeah, of course.
when they are arresting people. That's
Yeah, I do, but I mean, if they didn't have these laws, then it would just be a lot more fucking turmoil. You
well,
think it would be a lot more fightings between police and civilians?
well. I do believe there are a few recorded incidents which have now gone published
Right.
on YouTube and on social media. But uh, for example, there was this one incident I remember where the police were beating the crap out of a homeless person,
Hmm.
and I made a mention of that because it disturbed me quite a bit that they were beating up like a homeless person. Uh, but in terms of like Miranda rights, though, my question is, what can be done about police not reading Miranda rights?
I mean, they just got to be on their cues, man. They just have to do their job. That's what they're paid to do. They just have to do it. Like
But
they
what can
they,
be
they,
done?
they,
But like, if they're not reading it,
they
should
just have to have more respectable people who are willing to do their jobs. That's what we're doing. We're paying these people fucking thousands, millions of fucking dollars to protect us on our home front. Like they're our first line of protection,
well,
not our military
well, I think you're
to
right.
protect civilians in
Well,
a civilian
I
matter.
think I made that comparison not too long ago,
Right.
and I'm still not getting. I'm not too popular on Facebook, unfortunately.
Right.
I'm not sure why I'm not too popular though. I believe I should be published more often, by other people. But apparently, I'm not being published by anyone. So
You
right
gotta make a
now,
name for yourself, man.
what?
You gotta make a name for yourself.
Well, I've already made a name for myself. I believe I already have.
If
Uh,
that's the case, then you gotta drive it even more. That way, people are willing to actually view you on Facebook.
well, um, I have posted over 600 videos, and
Hmm.
so I believe I'm well known by a large public who is well educated. At least I'm well known to a public who has at least a high school diploma. And so I believe that high school diploma already uh, is important. But in terms of police practices, though, what do you think? What do you make of reports which have been said that police are abusing their power?
I mean, they just do it. Like they have, like they
But
feel
but
like
but why are they doing it though? That's my main reason. I do
it's
not
because they're,
understand.
they're that's it's because they're brought into a fucking system where they have power, so they can abuse it. They're in that position to where they can abuse it.
But
That's the simple case. If 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 I were to become a policeman, case in point, if I was to become a policeman, I have I have that humility to where I can either be a good cop or I can be a bad cop. I can be a shiesty cop or I can be an honest cop. It's based on the person themselves. You can as a police force as a whole, you can't just say all policemen are bad because not all of them
Well,
are.
I'm not saying that actually. You know, like I've met
I mean, they're
police.
just viewed that way because
Well,
of recent events.
I'm not viewing them that way. You know, I've had policemen telling me like marijuana should be legalized, and so like I view the police like I view pretty much anyone. You know, when police officers are telling me we are losing the war on drugs, you know, like I'm like I believe like I've contributed my fair share of like you know like making sure that you know like a fair amount of understanding is like you know brought on this issue of legalizing marijuana. I believe like I've contributed a great deal to that pool of knowledge and.
Knowledge is power, man.
What?
I said knowledge is power.
Knowledge is power.
Knowledge is power.
Well, I'm I'm like knowledgeable, but I wouldn't say I'm powerful. I would say I'm.
It's what you do with that knowledge to get you into the rights of power.
Well,
And that's what these people are doing. That's what police are doing. They're using their knowledge on a ground basis of how they were raised or whatnot, and they get under pressure. That's what it is. They get under pressure, and they do the wrong thing because they're around these things. They get tempted, like getting a fucking drug bust, $1,000 sitting right there.
do you think they are accepting bribes?
Oh, of course.
I mean,
I
like,
mean, why not?
I mean,
You
like,
know do you know of the fucking gang corruption in this fucking world?
I think, I mean, like, to be honest with you, I've made inquiries and I've actually talked to.
Theories. That's all it is.
No, I've actually like gone deeper than that. I've actually talked with, I'm not on the record, of course, but I'm now free to talk about it. But I've talked to, you know, really everyone, and my talks with them, like, now people are more reluctant to share information with me. But there was a time when, like, they were like telling me stuff, and it seems that there is a fair amount of corruption.
There's corruption in cops, and they don't even know it. They don't even know that they're in a corrupted system. Like we inherited this corruption.
I think you're right, but what can be done about corruption, though? You know, I present myself as this anti-corruption journalist.
At this stage, in the way that America was born on, our ideals and whatnot,
Actually, like,
it can't change because of the fact that we were born on a capitalistic. We're a capitalistic country, which means there's always going to be two button heads, which means there's always going to be one trying to get above another. That's all it is.
Well, to be honest,
Individual rights is considered business.
well, I think you may have a point there. Actually, like individual rights are. What do you think of terrorism, though? That's another, I think, issue. Like you know, like I've really am changing the concept and how we are viewing terrorism, like in terms of like. You know, like this terrorism complex, nobody's really talking about. Do you believe there is a terrorism complex?
Yeah. Like I say, it's terrorism on our own state lines.
Who's the terrorist, though? You know, that's
it's whoever terrorists. They start out as an idea, and that idea bridges into a coalition, and that's when it becomes terrorism.
How do you define terrorism, though? Is terrorism not when people are bombing civilians? For me, like, that's how I define terrorism. If you are bombing civilians, you are a terrorist. And so, like, I previously said that the military was acting like a terrorist when they were bombing Hiroshima. You know, like, and so, like, I view the terrorists the same way I view like the people who have bombed like New York. You know, like I see no difference between the military and Al Qaeda. For me, like they're all the same. They're bombing people.
Like I say, it doesn't matter who's doing the bombing. the act of bombing in itself is terrorism, and just like you said, Hiroshima, United States, we're terrorists
Well,
too.
I know, right? And
But
so
it's
like,
the reason that they're doing it which changes up in how it's viewed. Because the way it's viewed is going to be considered, oh, we were doing it because of this, which means it was justified. So that means
what?
it's not.
How could it?
That's the basis of it
How
not
could?
being terrorism.
But like, how
On a
could you
whole point.
justify like dropping a nuclear bomb in a city
There is no
where
justification for it. It's
civilians
just
so
wrong.
and you know what's really bothers me is that this is not deemed a terrorist act, and so like when you have, you know, I have seen this on not firsthand, but I have seen on newspapers and on research babies who are born with defects till this day because of that bomb.
Yeah, yeah.
And so like to not say that America is a terrorist country like which has bombed poor people in poor countries, like that's another lie, you know, like which needs to be deconstructed, you know, like yeah, anybody who bombs people is a terrorist.
Terrorists, is that simple? Yeah. I completely agree. It's true.
If you are bombing people, you're a terrorist.
Yep. I got that one on the nose, man. I said terrorism in the act is unjust, no matter what cause you're doing it for. I don't care, like, you're still taking life.
I know, right? And like you know, I'm talking, you know, like this is something I was like I talked with Vinoy quite a bit. I'm not sure if you know who that is. Like, you know, he's like, should we not have the standard that goes beyond reasonable doubt to a level of near absolute certainty when we consider taking the life of another human being with the blessing of the law? You know, he asked me that question. I'm like, I respond to him with George Zimmerman. I say to him like, you know, like George Zimmerman just killed that black dude and afterwards made a deal with the NRA, and so like it's a messed up world we're living.
Yeah, it is. Hey, it's the way of life, man. You gotta say we can only choose to alter it within ourselves. Each individual person, that's all it is. It's the way we were brought up on, man. It's not our ideas. We just shaping different ideas into what we believe is right and wrong.
Do you think?
That's all it is.
Do you think I have shaped minds?
I'm sorry?
Do you think I have the power to shape minds? Because right now that's what I'm
Anybody
after.
can.
Right now right now like that's what I'm after really. Like I'm here like right now to shape minds really, because change is very hard to overcome like and to make happen unless you're shaping minds.
That's what you gotta do, man. You gotta use your words. Your words, you gotta shape your words up into a way people gonna believe you.